Hello and welcome. I hope you didn't go too absolutely bananas at the sales. I guess this is a sewing vlog because I did make a jacket, but I didn't film it because I used decorator fabric, interior design fabric, and it was so frustrating to work with. Perfect jacket. So last episode I made that absolutely adorable Empire line dress, and I put a sash on mine because I put a tie around everything. Anyway, the point is, as I finished that, I said, okay, now I'm going to go back to the Egyptian tweed and do some more beading on that, and I'm going to hem it. But I pinned it up ready to be hemmed, but I'm not sure if you can tell, but when you pin something, you can tell how it's going to sit. And yeah, there's not enough weight at the bottom. It doesn't have that full gold chain, chain on the inside. It just doesn't have the right weight, and I know if I hem it then I'll be unhappy. So I would put it on the proper mannequin. This mannequin is my size. It's got the right size shoulders, but I've threaded all my needles and I've put them in that jacket, so we'll just have to see it on the wrong mannequin. But yeah, I can it's not very clear, but I can tell that there isn't enough weight at the bottom here. So what I'm going to do, instead of just going ahead and hemming it and being stubborn, what I'm going to do is undo the hem, add 2 or 3 more layers of beads, and then I will so here we are. This is partway through adding, I think I added 2, and then I went back and I added a 3rd one as well. So it's sort of just a double beading, and it'll be clearer once I've finished, but it just adds a little bit of weight to the bottom because every second one is a sequin stack. It goes sequin, seed bead, sequin, seed bead. And they look impressive and they take a long time to do, but they aren't quite as heavy as a big glass bead. So I think that was the problem. And then, because I'm using so many beads, I had to rifle through get out my gold box of beads and find some more beads, which I did. And I just got so distracted with my beads. Oh, I am creating more and more of a mess. But anyway, you'll see some more beads later on. But aren't they just beautiful? Every single bead is like interesting in its own way. So anyway, I finished those extra 3 rows of beading. So it's sort of, you can see it's got a very organic, uneven feel to it, but I like that because sometimes when I started beading, I used to do it really perfectly, and so many people come up to you and say, like, they just argue that it's machine made, and now I've got it on the correct mannequin, and it really frustrates me. So I make sure that I make it look imperfect so people don't tell me my work is machine made. You couldn't do this by machine, but I don't know, people like to believe that humans can't do amazing things, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I hemmed the bottom after doing those extra 3 rows, and then I realized I had gone way over time and I had to start making the jacket for today. As you can see, I've done 1 row up the back of the arm there, back of the sleeve, and that's to work because I needed to work out where the layers are, where the rows are, because some of them are thick ribbons, so you can tell. But anyway, when I do a video of that jacket, I'm slowly filming little clips for it. Eventually there'll be a full video for it. Anyway, so today's jacket is the Kandinsky, and just as soon as I saw this fabric, it reminded me of the Kandinskys in the Museum of Modern Art in Manhattan, New York City. And yeah, I just had to get it and make a jacket out of it. I love his paintings. They are amazing, especially the 5 in MoMA. And yeah, while I wish I could fly to New York every time I wanted to see those paintings, I cannot afford to. So yeah, I just thought I'd make this jacket instead, and I can hang it in my closet and go look at it every time I yeah, really miss those paintings. I just love colour so much. And I'll talk about it when I bead the jacket. But yeah, so I'm making the jacket, and I did fully intend to make a full episode of step by step. But yeah, time really got away from me. So I made the Egyptian one, and I recorded this previously, and I cut out all the pieces. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm still running a bit late on time, but I'll get there eventually. Well, I didn't. Well, I don't know. I ended up playing with my beads, and I'll show you at the end what designs I've come up with. But I ended up making this jacket off camera because I started doing the hand stitching, and oh my gosh, because it's a decorator fabric, not a fashion fabric. It's so it's a velvet, but it's a hard wearing durable velvet. And this is me I filmed the last section where I do I'd already sewn in the sleeves, and this was me doing the neckline. So now I had to play musical mannequins and move all the jackets around and take them carefully off. And here we go. So it's done. Well, some of it's done. There's a bit of hand stitching on the inside that isn't done, but I think I'll do it while I attach the beads. So yeah, and as you can see at the neckline, there's a few wrinkles because I was just racing to get this jacket done. I literally did not have time to film it, but also because the fabric is so tough to, it's just a really close weave. And yeah, so it's going to be interesting to bead. I'm going to have to use really sharp needles, I guess, which is the problem with sharp needles is they're sharp on both ends. So you end up getting this terrible pain in your finger from pushing it through. But it's a gorgeous jacket. It is so eye-catching. Really, I'm just going to hang it up on the coat rack or on my clothes rack or somewhere around the place and look at it most of the time, just because it reminds me so much of those Kandinsky paintings, and I just love it. But I will bead it first, and I mean I will wear it occasionally, but I don't know, to me it's more important to me as a reminder of the Kandinskys in New York. Anyway, and because I didn't film the step-by-step process of making the jacket, I thought, well, I mentioned that I bought some Liberty prints at the Black Friday sale a month and a half ago, and I haven't shown them to you yet, so I thought I might show you some of those. So 4 of them are Liberty of London. This one, it's I think this might have something to do with the Royal Chelsea Flower Show. And I think they did a collection about that. Anyway, it's just loads of different flowers, and I absolutely love it. I bought it to make a shirt out of, honestly. I did. But I don't know, the more I look at it, the more I want to address. This one in particular, I absolutely want to dress out of this one. It is just, it's magenta and pink with black lines, and oh my gosh, I've got these magenta Chanel, and they'd just look absolutely gorgeous together. And it's just the most beautiful print, and it would make a really lovely shirt, but I think I'd just be so happy wearing it as a dress. And yeah, I think if it sparks joy, then do it, kind of thing. It's not hurting, harming, or inconveniencing anyone else. So it's not I'm using it as an excuse to, but yeah. I did mean to make more shirts this in 2024. I really did, but I don't know. This one isn't a Liberty, but I bought it anyway. It's cotton lawn, and it's got these gorgeous gerber daisies in coral reds and purple. They don't actually come in those colors, so maybe they're supposed to be asters. Anyway, and these little flowers as well. And yeah, I just love it. And I think I could make a layer cake dress out of all of these, and it would look absolutely fabulous. Because yeah, when I bought this one with the gerber daisies, I was like, oh, that's going to have some unfortunate bust placement if I do actually make a shirt out of that one. So that was my excuse for not making a shirt out of that one. But the other ones, I have no excuse. I just think they're more fun as dresses. And yeah. And this one, it's kind of weird. It's poppies, but they're the red of Flanders poppies. But the actual shape of the flower and the greenery of the flower, they're Californian poppies, which are orange. So it's weird, but I like it. And yeah, I don't think I'd wear that as a dress. If it was part of a layer cake, then I would. But I think I'll probably wear it more as a shirt. So I think that one will be a shirt. And then there's the orange one. This is, well, at first I saw it, I was like, oh, it's got rhubarbs on it. But they're actually wild cherries. And it's darling. Oh, the colour's a bit wrong. It's a really bright, happy orange, or sort of peachy colour, and you know, that cooked peach, tinned peach, which sounds tacky, but it's just such a lovely happy, sunny orange, and it's got the wild cherries on it as well. It's so pretty, and all of these fabrics just go so well together. I think the Chelsea Flower Show one could probably, like, if I made a shirt out of that one and made a layer cake dress out of these top three, then you could wear them all together. You could like wear the shirt under the jumper dress, and that would be amazing. But also the magenta one will look gorgeous just as a standalone dress, and then the other three as a layer cake dress. So I don't know. I've got a couple of other vintage looking florals in purple, so I could tie them into that, and then I'd have the magenta one. I think I'm going to do the magenta one as a dress on its own, like the festive last minute holiday dress that I did a couple of episodes ago, that but in magenta, because I would absolutely wear that all the time. And also if I made a layer cake dress out of the other ones. So yeah, that one is going to be a shirt for sure. But I think all the other ones, which I bought, I really did intend to make shirts out of them. But I mean, who cares anyway? I can just make whatever I want because I work from home most of the time, and you know, I've got a couple of boring jackets that I put on for business meetings. But the rest of the time I can pretty much just wear what I want. And then I started folding them up, but I got sidetracked. I can't remember what I got sidetracked about, but I got sidetracked anyway. And that poppy one is just so beautiful. It's really understated. I love it. I've got a black Chanel jacket, so I can wear kind of interesting shirts under that. And they won't sort of clash with anything. Don't get me wrong, I love to pattern clash, but sometimes it's not really appropriate if it's a business context. Anyway, back to this jacket that I made, and I have to finish that neckline off. I don't know, for some reason I just think red beads will be really, really good on this one. I think it's because I love the green of it so much, and I think if I amp up the red, it just makes green look so much greener. So, but I also have a bunch of different oranges, which is amazing since I made that orange jacket did I do that in November? No, November was Aqua and Teal month. It was the month before that, October. So yeah. But I think I'll do the red ones because the orange ones I think I'm going to use on an Italian tweed in light blue, white and orange. I do have like beads in every single colour, literally. So I could do all different ones. The problem with that is I like to use the same colour thread as the bead. So yeah, you'd have to keep tying off, getting a new colour, tying off again, and it's really time consuming. I mean, you could bead in a different way, but your embellishment is stronger if you do it a certain way. Anyway, so I'm thinking red for that one, but I might change my mind like 50 times before I actually do it. So now we're going to my ugly sweater one. And this is one I think this is the last jacket video that you saw. And these are the ones that I had in mind. But now I'm thinking maybe they're a little bit too big. I mean, I love the animals, and I just think it's so in keeping with the idea of a knitted vintage sweater that has like little patterns in it and things like that. But I also have really small beads, like these are seed beads, but they're tiles in magenta and a sort of purpley pinky colour. And I've got these cut glass like faceted green ones that are amazing, and they would look just superb together. Or I could combine them all, and that would be hilarious. It would just be such a challenge to work with them all. Because, I mean, I love the small ones, but small beads, I mean, you have to put 4 beads in, whereas if you use big, chunkier beads, then you can just do 1 bead and it takes up the same amount of room. And I mean, beading just takes so long. And then on the creamy oatmeal beige pinky lines, I've got pink and beige beads for those bits. So I think I'll do the pink and beige first and just work out from the size of those beads how many big colourful beads I should use and how many of the smaller ones. But I really like the idea of, I've only got like a handful of those animal beads, so they would only really be able to use them around the neckline and maybe around the wrists, like the cuffs of the sleeves. So yeah, but I love the idea of it. And I don't know, I don't think they look too, I was worried that it would look too kitsch and too try hard, because I really do love those vintage knits that are called ugly sweaters. But yeah, I think I'm going to try and combine them all, I think, just because, I don't know, everything is so beautiful. And I had so much fun coming up with this mix, but it did take me a while. And yeah, I just went around pulling out different things from and I did find the flowers. I just got a little bit carried away trying to work out whether I could use the animals or not. So I do have the flowers as well. And what I'll do is, instead of just sitting them on the tweed, I think I'll put a couple of seed beads under them and one above. That way it'll look like the flowers are growing out of it. I think I'll do little clusters of them maybe. And yeah, so I think that's what I'll do. I do have some other beige ones that are they're sort of like dipped in silver, but I feel like, I don't know, whenever I use silver on something that's pastel, the silver just ends up looking too black, even though it's not. It just doesn't look right, so I might save them for something else. I've got a couple of Chanel style tweeds in beige and silver, so I think I'll use them on that. And I also have these weird little bits of fruit. The pink strawberries are a little cartoonish, and the pink lady apples are like literally pink. I just thought that was hilarious, so I got them. And there's also some dragon fruit. And then I got these other little oval faceted ones. They're just sort of pebble-shaped beads. And I think I'll use them in between the glass beads on the beige oatmeal sections. But yeah, it's the weirdest mix, and I don't know how to explain it, but I think they're going to clash beautifully. So I think that one's going to be really fun to do. But I don't really have time at the moment, but it was so much fun working out the bead mix for it. Anyway, so that's my sewing vlog for today. I sort of crammed a little bit of everything in there and overcompensating for the fact that I didn't actually film myself making this. I swear, this fabric was just so difficult to sew into. But when you're sewing structurally, it's different than sewing beads on. There's sort of 2 types of sewing. There's stabbing at a right angle to the fabric, and that's what I do with beading. And there's sort of pecking or dipping, where you sort of just wave your needle through up and down through the fabric. And that's what I tend to do for structural work most of the time. So yeah, beading is going to be easier just because I use a different type of stitch if that makes sense. Anyway, plus I love beading. I just make the jacket so I have something to bead, really. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you've been inspired to rifle through your fabric stash or clean up your fabric stash, or I have to clean up my beads. I have to get them all out, and I keep them all once when I do a big cleanup, I keep them organized for a certain amount of time, but then I just get too tired and too busy, and I just start putting things back in any box. And so, yeah, because there's like one color, like the light greens, the dark greens, the aquas and teals are in one box, the golds are in one box, and the ivories, beiges and creams of whites are in one box. And at the moment they're just everywhere. And then I just like walk around holding a bead, thinking about something, but then I have to answer an email or something, and I put the beads down, and I swear they are just everywhere. So I have to round them all up and sort them all out. And there's this other beading YouTube channel, Beautiful Nights, and Alicia, it's her channel, and she said last time she like in one of her videos, she mentioned that it took her 2 weeks to sort out all her beads when she did a big, KonMari of them last time. And I was like, oh, I do not have time to do that, because I've got a lot of beads. I'm doing a really good job of using them up, but I still have a lot. So yeah, I'm just dreading it at the moment. So I think I'll just use up loads of beads, and once I've beaded maybe 10 more jackets, then I'll do it. And yeah, anyway, thank you very much again for watching. I hope you've been inspired to, I don't know, not put off cleaning up, organizing your stuff. Yeah, I think that's the takeaway. Get everything organized and ready for the new year, or spend the week between Christmas and New Year's just playing, having fun. It's kind of a no man's land. Might as well just lean into it and enjoy it. I love this jacket. It is so pretty. Can't wait to bead it. And the ugly sweater, vintage knit one. Oh, they're also beautiful. Okay, thanks again. Bye. Happy sewing and beading.